Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Aegean, and these are some of the top stories we have for you tonight. A huge coke bust in Tortola with VI implications. An exclusive interview with Senate President Ronald Russell. West Indies Festival turns deadly in Brooklyn, New York. And the Labor Day horse racing. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, the numbers are in and they're not pretty as VI residents and business owners feel the wrath of LEOC and the 8% layoffs. News Channel 8's Wes Small files this report with Senate President Ronald Russell.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jerome. Hope everyone has had a nice Labor Day weekend. Senator Ronnie Russell, President of the Legislature. We're going to get right to it, Senator. Just about everyone's talking about the 8%, especially with the LEOC and everything else. And you've got some other things you're going to be talking about, like taxes. Please, Senate President, give us an update, first of all, on the 8%. And then you've got some other news for us as well.
Well, thank you, Wes, and good evening to everybody. Good day, really. I first want to say that all senators acknowledge that the 8% is a very difficult pill for everybody to swallow. We have a difficult time. Senators have the 8%, judges. Everybody is being affected, especially when we have such a high cost of living. So the 8% was done, though, Wes, to avoid terminations. We're now at a point where we still have a deficit, and unless we bring up revenue generating measures, the deficit will cause people to be terminated. So we're still facing terminations or dismissals. However, the Senate is sensitive to the fact that our community cannot absorb another cut in pay. We can't absorb another tax increase. There should be no more burdens on the people, and we acknowledge that. And as the Senate President, I won't be supporting any tax increases. I won't be supporting any increases in a reduction in pay. The governor will simply have to take action to balance the budget according to the revenue. And it may be very painful for some people, but I think we've reached the end of our line regarding cuts and taxes. We need to be responsive to the people, and we've heard they cry loudly. In terms of the LEOC, and I want to discuss that because I could update the public, especially regarding the initiatives we started as the president of the legislature in the first session, where we passed a resolution to try to get a portion of the excise tax returned to pay the LEOC. Well, we've made significant progress toward getting that done. We had the Council of State Governments approve a resolution jointly sponsored by Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands to encourage and to urge Congress to return a portion of the LEOC to help this territory and to pay for a grid system from Puerto Rico to the Virgin Islands and probably to Nevis. Right now in that process, Carol Buck, who is one of my special advisors, she is going up to the Democratic National Committee meeting to get the Democratic National Committee to adopt the resolution. If we get that resolution adopted, the next step is Congress getting a rebate of the excise tax to pay partly for LEOC and to fund the grid system.
Before we wrap this up, let's check on Alexander Henderson then, back to school. I know that you were concerned and your staff was concerned, along with Ms. Joseph, and you saw other community activists, that the school wasn't ready because of mold and stuff. What is your take on today? So far, this reporter hasn't gotten any calls, and I'm a pretty good barometer if something's wrong. So no news is good news. Maybe they're having a good day today.
Well, we visit in the schools. That's the way you do it. You go to the schools, visit with the principals, and speak to them. This afternoon, I intend to visit Education Complex. Tomorrow morning, before I travel to St. Thomas, I'll visit Alexander Henderson. And all this week, I am visiting the schools in St. Croix. This is the right time, Wes. This is the budget.
Yeah, the first week after Labor Day, and you have to go to with the budget.
Right, and you must know that some senators support a line item budget. I support a line item budget. we have a different philosophy among the senators. Some want to give the executive branch a lump sum budget, and some want to give the executive branch a line item budget. If we do a line item budget, if we visit with the principals, find out specific needs and line item money for that, we could guarantee that those things in our schools will be taken care of.
With that, Senate President Ronald Russell, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
And thanks, Senate President Ronald Russell. And in other news tonight, recently there was a huge drug bust in Tortola that has implications right here at home.
The Crown is not in possession of the July 15th indictment against the 5 men that are wanted in the United States of America for narcotic trafficking, but issued the provisional warrants that could lead to possible extradition. Earl Bob Hodge, Colston Beezer, Chad Skelton, Juan Valdez, and Roberto Harrigan are wanted in the United States District Court, Southern District of Florida, to stand trial for allegedly knowingly and intentionally combine, conspire, confederate, and agree with each other, with others unknown to the grand jury, to distribute cocaine and possesses with intent to distribute cocaine in the United States. Director of Public Prosecution Elizabeth Hines told the court that the U.S. wants to seize money and assets that the men would have acquired during the illegal drug operation. During an appearance in the magistrate court today, actually Thursday, September 1st, defense lawyers Patrick Thompson, Dwayne Jean-Baptiste, and Tanya Small Davis argued that their clients were entitled to their rights and asked Magistrate Tamia Richards not to bend over backwards and adhere to the 60-day remand under the UK-USA extradition treaty. Under the treaty, the defendants will be on remand up to 60 days, but the 3 lawyers are asking for a report date in 14 days, times ascertained in the Crown receive indictments. However, Magistrate Richards denied the request, but noted that any developments will be relayed when the men make another court appearance on September 27th. Following the recent arrest of 6 persons in the Virgin Islands on Wednesday, August 25th, U.S. Attorney Wilfredo Ferrer announced on Thursday, August 25th, unveiled a 19-count indictment charging 13 men with conspiring to transport hundreds of kilos of Colombian cocaine on U.S. registered planes into the United States, which fingered some of those that are currently in custody, while an extradition request has also been made for 4 of those individuals, allegedly connected to the September 2010 $9 million drug bust that took place on Norman Island in the British Virgin Islands.
And the Lewis twins have been busy again. The brothers were trouble back in May of 2010 when they were arrested for robbing a Christian Stead bartender. Now the infamous Lewis twins are at it again. This time it's carjacking. Virgin Islands Police Department Public Information Officer Melody Rames has more.
Raheem D. Lewis, who was placed on the Virgin Islands Police Department's most wanted list last week, was captured by police officers on Thursday, September 1st. Interstate Richmond. Lewis is charged with 2 counts of robbery first degree and other charges in connection with an August 17th robbery on the Christian Stead Boardwalk and a carjacking on August 19th. Police said 20-year-old Raheem Lewis committed these crimes along with his twin brother, Kareem Lewis, who was arrested at the scene of the carjacking and remains at the Golden Grove Adult Correctional Facility. Police were searching for Raheem since he fled the scene following the carjacking. On Thursday, concerned citizens called officers at the Anselmo Marshall Command in Christiansted and told them Raheem was just seen in Interstate Richmond. Police set up a perimeter and spotted the suspect, who turned and ran right into other police officers positioned in the area. He was arrested without incident. Lewis was held on a $75,000 bail and remanded to the correctional facility pending further court action.
Thanks, Melody Rames of the Virgin Islands Police Department. When we come back from this break, the West Indian Parade turns deadly in New York. Stay with us.